Welcome to the Sustainable Development class. With my students, Nhervhin, Jirah, John, and Angelo. My students are very eager to learn about a certain topic in our class, which is the Johannesburg Convention. So, after their class, they went to my office and asked me to discuss the said topic in a way that they will understand it easily. And I am very much willing to discuss it to my students. Let's get this started. The Johannesburg Convention. The Johannesburg Convention, also known as the World Summit on Sustainable Development and Earth Summit 2002, happened in Johannesburg, South Africa last August 26 to September 4, 2002. It is under the supervision of the United Nations. It is a continuation of former summits regarding sustainable development that happened in Stockholm in 1972 and Rio in 1992. It is attended by many countries, observers, economic and regional commissions and United Nations bodies and programs, conventions, world organizations, intergovernmental organizations. The convention is committed to building a humane, equitable and caring global society, cognizant of the need for human dignity for all. The summit aimed to reaffirm the Rio Principles, the Agenda 21 and the Millennium Development Goals and the three components of sustainable development, economic, social and environmental as a whole. This also includes pollution, poverty, peace, security, human rights, education, eradicating poverty, culture, good governance and many more that are minimal components towards development. In general, the said convention is to ensure that through actions they will inherit a world free of the indignity and indecency occasioned by poverty, environmental degradation and patterns of unsustainable development. They assume a collective responsibility to advance and strengthen the interdependent and mutually reinforcing pillars of sustainable development, economic development, social development and environmental protection, at the local, national, regional and global levels. They declare that through the plan of implementation of the World Summit on Sustainable Development and the present declaration that our responsibility to one another is to the greater community of life and to our children. 30 years ago, in Stockholm, they agreed on the urgent need to respond to the problem of environmental deterioration. 10 years ago, at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, held in Rio de Janeiro, they agreed that the protection of the environment and social and economic development are fundamental to sustainable development, based on the Rio Principles. To achieve such development, they adopted the global program entitled Agenda 21 and the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development, to which we reaffirm the commitment. The Rio Conference was a significant milestone that set a new agenda for sustainable development. Between the two conferences, the world's nations have met in several major conferences including the International Conference on Financing for Development and the Doha Ministerial Conference. These conferences defined for the world a comprehensive vision for the future of humanity. The Johannesburg Summit has also confirmed that significant progress has been made towards achieving a global consensus and partnership among all the people of our planet. They recognize that poverty eradication, changing consumption and production patterns and protecting and managing the natural resource space for economic and social development are overarching objectives of and essential requirements for sustainable development. The deep fault line that divides human society between the rich and the poor and the ever-increasing gap between the developed and developing worlds pose a major threat to global prosperity, security and stability. The global environment continues to suffer. Loss of biodiversity continues, fish stocks continue to be depleted, desertification claims more and more fertile land, the adverse effects of climate change are already evident, natural disasters are more frequent and more devastating, and developing countries more vulnerable, and air, water and marine pollution continue to rob millions of a decent life. Globalization has added a new dimension to these challenges. The rapid integration of markets, mobility of capital and significant increases in investment flows around the world has opened new challenges and opportunities for the pursuit of sustainable development. But the benefits and costs of globalization are unevenly distributed, with developing countries facing special difficulties in meeting this challenge. They risk the entrenchment of these global disparities, and unless we act in a manner that fundamentally changes their lives, the poor of the world may lose confidence in
created using Powtoon.